Grand Rising, rise and shine, brothers and sisters. Love and light. It's your brother, Omni Omnis, also known as Omni Aminashi. Um, and this right here is just a quick little blog, about OmniVision EDU and black education and, kind of what I'm doing with my independent research. So, as you all know, I'm an independent researcher of natural sciences, okay? So, my course of study deals with a few scientific disciplines, okay, which are surrounded upon the philosophy of nature being the source of life or divinity, all right? And the disciplines that I study are courses such as electromagnetics, physics, biology, chemistry, hematology, just to name a few, okay? And, my focus is historical and scientific literacy for African people. In a nutshell, what brings me here today is, you know, the demographics that I see in society, the things that I see around me. The reality is, we are very far from where we were designed to be and how we were designed to be. I look at creation as a design. You know, what we consider to be God is a creator, a designer, and creation is the design. All right, everything serves a mechanical purpose in creation, and from us not being knowledgeable about who we are and where we don't know what role we're supposed to play in creation. Okay, and from us not knowing what role we're supposed to play in creation, it leads us to error. All right, and that's when a lot of misfortune comes about. Our tree is not bearing good fruit. You know what I'm saying? As a people. And when I say as a people, I mean black people, as a nation. Our tree is not bearing good fruit. And for a long time, we've been religious and praying and shouting and hoping and wishing and marching and, you know, playing the pity party game and doing all that for many years. But now this is an age of change. This is a time for change and solution. And I'm glad to be a part of that millennial generation who is ready to bring about that new positive change. One thing we must remember as black and brown people, as melanated people, one thing we must remember is that regardless of your political or religious association or affiliation with any organization, it doesn't matter. If you are a black person, at some point in time, your ancestors were enslaved. And we were enslaved as a part of a chronological timeline, a chapter in history, okay? Now, we didn't begin as slaves. Slavery is just a part of what happened to us in time, okay? But black education is a means of seeking out this information to understand who we are, our roots, and to trace our roots, not based on the ideas and the concepts and the opinions of man, okay? But based on the ideas and the concepts of creation. Natural science is my course of discipline, uh, my my area of study, okay? And like I said, nature is dealing with things that are pre-existing, things that are absent of man-made influences, okay? And when you study nature, you get a better understanding for creation, all right? So we want to stray away from opinions and political bias and deal with the construct and the design of creation, the intent of the creator. Colonialism is the era in time where man begins to disconnect himself from nature, okay? Where we begin to live in an unnatural world. We begin to develop an unnatural philosophy of medicine and food and politics, okay? And that's why we see the level of corruption that we see in the world today. Colonial terrorism is real. It never ended. It's still a continuation of things that has transpired historically in the past. And we are on the receiving end of that every day. Okay? So until we decide to do something about that to change things that, that we don't like, or things that we are in disagreement about, and things are going to stay the same. But that's one thing that we cannot forget when it comes to education, when it comes to religion, when it comes to medicine, when it comes to politics. We are still in the presence of colonialism. There's a colonial presence on this planet. There's a colonial presence, okay? And whenever we're engaging with the masses, okay, we got to consider that. My job is to go in and filter through the information and compare and contrast through different sources. Things that fit, I consider to be truth. Things that don't fit, I consider to not be true. Truth must be consistent, just like a puzzle. Pieces that don't fit can't be forced to fit. It just got to fit to the puzzle, okay? We need to be re-educated, okay? And until we reobtain our true identity as native, sovereign, indigenous peoples, then we can't continue to move forward as a nation and put anything together that's organized.